It's the Beaver State Fling weekend, and we are back for our final conclusion of the back nine final round Silver Series event, Beaver State Fling. Let's take a look at this reader board because we have definitely got a battle happening.
We got Valerie Mandujano sneaking in, taking a two-stroke lead over Catrina Allen. We've got Ohn Scoggins, we've got Rebecca Cox. We got some action. We got some
players.
excitement. All right, moving to hole 10. First hole of our back nine, the genius hole. Just trying to hit this gap, throw it out there as far as you can, and avoiding that OB short and OB left and a little bit of OB right as well. We've got an elevated basket down on that green. Val turning it over a little too much, but
wow, that sure cut through quite a bit before
it kept moving.
It was taken down.
It kept moving pretty far, so she might still be in position to get up and down for a birdie.
Yeah, I think she's got a hole over there. Ohn Scoggins.
I'm throwing a little more straight downhill, hyzering out, just maybe on that front side of those trees.
And this is looking pretty good if it gets under those branches. And it does, nice and clean out in the open for Catrina Allen.
Mm-hmm. That will set her up with a nice open approach shot. Rebecca ripping it high.
Oh,
this looks great.
I like this.
Hyzering out, getting over the hump of that hill. She's in a good spot.
It looks kind of thick where Val's out, but she did have a complete gap to get out of. This is looking pretty good. Hyzering back to the basket.
Good shot.
Yeah, just outside of the circle there, I think.
Yeah, it looked like she was throwing something slow, putter or mid, and just letting it do its work and get down there.
Ooh, I like this. Hyzering to the target.
Yep. Wow. Great shot.
The crowd loves it.
So there's Kat. She's putting pressure back on Val.
And she knows she's got 9 holes to go to get that lead back. Ooh, Ohn sneaking through.
Ohn just getting right under the branches of those trees. And wow, look at where Rebecca is. Just a simple hyzer approach shot for her. Yep. Just outside the bullseye.
We can count that one. That's pretty awesome.
Yep.
Oh. Gave it everything, missing high. Almost.
I think that might be the first real missed putt we've seen from Val this round. So Ohn taking herself a birdie. Oh my goodness.
And that had some crazy action on it. It actually hit the band and went up over the top. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if it has to do with how wet and slippery the basket is, actually.
Mm-hmm. And this elevated basket getting in your head. So Val is lucky there. Kat doesn't make good on her putt, and she'll maintain her 2-stroke lead. Kat taking a par, but Rebecca and Ohn getting the birdies.
Whew.
All right, hole 11, par 4, 390 feet, OB road on the right, OB road before this island. I believe it's the only island with a curb, so that's going to prevent some little slide ups from our shots. But most players just looking to throw a straight shot or a hyzer backhand here, avoiding the road, getting some good distance, and setting themselves up for an approach shot.
Really want to be right or left of that tree that you saw Ohn kind of skip left of. So many trees just land, or so many discs land right behind that tree and make the approach tougher than it needs to be.
Becca, that looks great.
Yes.
Giving it some good height, pushing that low ceiling, getting way down there. Should be a really simple approach shot for her. Val playing a nice flip up backhand. Safe. Might have gotten caught up in that tree or in that bush there.
I think so. That's that tree I'm talking about. It's magnetic. Oh, a little slip from the back foot, and it came out early for Catrina. She's only about a quarter of the way up this fairway.
So we'll see if she's going to lay up. Oh, looks like I can't really tell.
I think she's spiking it just to the front. Oh, no, she got to the island.
Let's stay safe.
Let's
Wow.
go.
Awesome execution there.
I love to see that. Got our best flagger on the entire property for over a decade, Vince Epker there.
Ohn playing it low. Wow. That's a good bush.
Yeah, I like that bush.
Yeah, that definitely saved her from going out of bounds there. Val with a tough little straddle out here.
But if that hyzer, she's money. Oh, not enough.
Out of bounds. I don't even know if it crossed. Looks like the spotter's pointing to a spot on the island, but that's an unforced error there for Val.
And she stays in. That got a little dangerous too, but I'm so happy to see that. Oh, man. And this is a pretty long putt. This is outside of the circle on the island.
With the, death behind it. Ooh, it settles. Whew. So Val putting from the island, just inside the circle. Big straddle out. Wow.
Puts it right in there. That was pretty awesome. I feel like her heart rate's going up in a good way right now.
Yeah, let's check this again. This putt is to make sure she still holds the solo lead. Look at that. Concentration right in the heart of the chains from that really, really stretched out straddle. Great, great par save for her.
And also, now, not par save, this is a birdie cashing in. Important timing for Catrina as well. She wants to get right back into that first place spot, and that's the only way to do it.
Yep. So she gets herself a stroke back. Now she's only one off of Valerie. And Rebecca with a nice birdie there. And Ohn takes her par. So now we've got Val 9 down, Cat 8 down, Ohn 7 down. It's close. Hole 12, par 4, 690 feet. Trying to get left of these trees on the right we're seeing off your tee shot and not go out of bounds. And then it'll be a forehand or a backhand turnover for most players down to this green. And there is OB just at the edge of the circle there by the river.
And hole 12 is a very tough birdie for most of our field. Very tough birdie, but what it is a very solid par, meaning there isn't any room for mistakes. You need to place your shot well, and you need to get all that distance in the first two throws. So I'd say the pressure is pretty high right now for everyone on this card. I mean, with it only being one stroke apart.
Becca had a nice placement shot there. Cat throwing a nice high hyzer flip up in a good spot right there. And she'll have a look to get up and down for a birdie. You have sort of an angle there for a backhand turnover.
And even potentially a roller.
Yep.
I like this. Get left. Yes.
Yep. Great shot out there for Ohn. Making sure that she is in the correct position. Val playing that out nice and flat. Getting that hyzer out. Great.
I like that spot. And she's short of the holes that you can see marked by the red flags in the fairway. They're just signifying this is a dangerous place to be.
So Ohn throwing this forehand, trying to get around the corner. Just
too much angle.
Yeah.
Darn it. Right into the ground. I think we're going to see the roller here.
Wow. All right.
Kat's got her rollers dialed. I like this. Get going.
Keep flipping. Yep. All
and
right.
Now she's got the hill. Oh, almost got the hill help there, but it's still a
Yeah.
great play.
She looks like she's about 100, 120 out, but well executed to get around the corner for Catrina. Val, beautiful shot. Nice turnover. Hold that line. Yeah.
Oh wow, just in between circle 1 and circle 2. That was a nice move on that.
Yep. Becca with our longest drive of the group.
Oh, trying to break off a little too much and getting taken down early.
Yeah, hopefully she didn't kick too far right. You can kind of get pinched off, but I think she should be all right. Ohn playing the forehand flex, hoping to get a skip. I thought that was going to skip, but no.
Yeah, no skip there. That was kind of strange. Okay, so Rebecca's got like a mid-distance disc in the hand here, turning it over.
That was real smooth.
Yeah, she should have a putt there.
Mm-hmm. Cat. Giving it maybe a little bit, just getting it up inside the bullseye for her par. Like you said earlier, you are not unhappy with a par on this hole.
Oh, wow, she gave that a good bid.
Looked like that was on line. Just caught those little low-hanging branches.
And for the birdie, Valerie.
I'm calling for her. Get it.
I love it.
Becca for a par.
Yes.
Got it.
Squeaking it in there. Love that.
Hopping through some wet spots as well.
Sloppy, soupy greens here.
Yep. Val taking her par. Good comebacker for her.
Nice, easy tap in for Catrina. And no score separation on this hole for our top 2.
Ohn dropping a stroke. She'll be 3 back of the lead now.
And taking a look at our reader board after 12 holes, we've got Valerie still in a lead of 1 stroke. Kat's back in second place, couple behind her, Ohn Scoggins, and Rebecca's holding on, but tied for 4th with Sarah and Kat Murch.
Hole 13. It's a par 3. This one is 400 feet. Second island hole of the day. We've got no curb this time, but much smaller island, a little further, and a par 3. So a lot of players will be looking to throw just a wide backhand hyzer here. Just biting off a lot of distance and then pitching up their second shot to this wood chippy green.
And that one from Rebecca is extra wide, and I really like that play. You want to stay wide right, or else plan on kind of throwing it to the middle and hyzering out left. Mm-hmm. That tree is such a killer for the approach.
Good shot there from Kat, getting herself close to the edge of that curb there. Should be a very simple approach for her.
And this one's a little turned over and low. Not too much of a problem, just needing to execute an upshot there.
Yeah, definitely not getting as much distance as she would want. Ohn playing it out nice and high. Spiking it in.
Great spot to be. And it is wet out here at Milo McIver.
Yeah. These, even being in this grass, your pants just get soaked from just walking into them.
Yeah, and wow, keep in mind it's like 12 degrees colder today, and when you're wet and it's the high 50s, it's kind of a tough round.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Catching a little tree, but getting inside the island.
And Kat skipping it up there.
Very smart play.
Full trust.
Using the ground. Look how close Rebecca is. She has a look for a birdie.
Yeah, I like that play.
Well executed upshots for all of our card. Val making good on a par. Honestly, that was a very impressive upshot for her, being so far away with such a small target, but very well executed. And our whole card looking like they're gonna get pars, which is a great score on this hole.
It is actually. There's so much easy trouble. Small island here.
Yeah.
Yeah, star par on hole 13.
My name's Garrett Gerthy. People may know me as Double G, and I've been making Double G craft jerky since I was 16 years old.
And while Kona and I are driving, don't have time to stop and eat, so I always have her grab me a small bag of Double G jerky.
You got smashed cracked pepper on Tuesday. Wednesday you got the garlic.
Late in the round, hole 14, you might need a little pick-me-up. Pull out some Double G jerky.
Grab the big bag because you're gonna have to share.
You can find Double G craft jerky at doublegjerky.com.
This Grand Great Lakes Open champion, Dynamic Disc Open champion, Jonesboro Open champion, Kristen Tatar.
I've been dreaming about coming here and competing here, and now I'm finally here, so it's a dream come true.
All right, moving on to hole 14. Par 3, 455 feet. Another one that is a 3 is a great score. Pretty straightforward. We got this guardian tree we just passed on the left, and you can get caught up if you go a little too far left or a little too far right, but most players are just throwing a big distance shot off the tee, trying to get down there as far as they can.
It's hard to tell here from the camera angle, but there's a good little amount of uphill right off the tee before it turns back down into a downhill. I think the basket's probably level with the tee pad, but you got to go up and over.
Up and over the little bump.
Cat needs that to turn.
Yeah, looks like a little too much hyzer. She ends up yeah, she might have gotten out through there. It's hard to tell. It's not great to be having that tree we can see between your disc and the basket, but it's still attackable from there.
Very doable.
Valerie pulling this wide. Also catching a little tree branch.
I think her wrist might have just had a little bit more of a dramatic angle at the very end of her shot there.
Ohn looking nice and smooth. Using the whole width of that fairway.
Yeah. Using it all. Just wanting to land in the middle. Does a good job.
And Rebecca lining up her second shot. Looks like she'll be going to the left of these couple little trees in the middle of the fairway. Just catching them.
Darn it. And behind that guardian tree.
Yeah. Those trees, it's not that big, but it can really get in your head if you end up behind them.
Speaking of getting in your head, Valerie just had trees literally on her head that were wet and cold, but she still executed to right outside of the circle.
Right outside the circle. That's a look.
There's some of that kind of Milo rough that when you walk through gets you wet from, the hip down.
Cat looked like she was trying to skip it around that tree, but maybe pulling hers a little early. Really keeping that disc dry.
Yeah. I like this with a little skip in. Oh, yeah.
There it is. Whew. A little splashdown.
That just shows you how saturated the ground is right here. We're getting splashes on our green.
Don't worry, folks. It's not out of bounds.
I like the angle Rebecca puts on that, and it's like curling around the pole there.
Yep.
Great shot.
Great shot.
This is going to be tough.
All right, and you can see the little sprig there. She's in circle 2, but doesn't really have a look.
Not even messing with it. Just
Pitching it up for a bogey. Just outside the circle. This will gain her another stroke.
Oh, yeah.
That was great.
Wow. So hole 14 we're on here. Catrina, being a high-level player, she knows the stroke change. Let's take a look at this replay.
Getting that power. Rebecca's watching it and just getting it right over the rim, right in the heart of the chains.
Putting
water on the basket.
I know. And this is propelling Val forward to a commanding lead, a very comfortable lead with only 4 holes to play.
Ohn taking herself a par.
And avoiding 14 Lake Green.
Rebecca will take a bogey as well as Catrina, and she is not happy about that. Moving on, we've got hole 15, 805-foot par 5. Big, slow right turn on this hole. OB on the right side, just kind of trying to push straight off your tee shot and then get up through these trees on your second and third shots into this green, getting around these little trees with their bush friends around them.
The treezels and the bushels. A very fair, very friendly par 5 here for the women.
Wow, just turning it a little early, but a very fortunate break to get kicked back out into the fairway there instead of going deep into those trees. Looks like,
I like this. Get the hyzer, beat the tree.
Yep.
Yes.
Pushing that tree for sure, but getting the hyzer, getting into a great position. Becca playing more of this straight power shot. Wow.
Nice.
That's, more than you could ask for, honestly.
And she's got the option,
position.
I think, of both left and right sides of the fairway, but that left side really lines up nicely from where she's at.
Catrina going for the roller.
She wants to break off distance.
Yeah, if you execute this shot well, you can give yourself a chance for 3. And she does. She's right up there by the road.
I wonder if she will play the roller play.
Yeah. She's certainly in position to do so, it looks like.
I like that.
Yep, that's a great shot, biting off some more distance for her. No, just
Get that
throwing her umbrella around behind her.
She's not happy with whatever happened in the footing there, but she's still, nicely in the fairway.
And that puts her being a little bit more left. She has an open forehand approach into the green. Cat getting a little slippage again, but doesn't look like it affected her throw too much.
Yeah, that's a great shot. She's in good shape.
I am a little surprised she didn't throw the roller just to attack a little more, but maybe she likes being more on that left side.
I agree with that. She's like one of the queens of throwing down a roller.
Yeah. Becca playing a nice, smooth turnover, getting the good height, letting it pan out.
I love watching that flight. When a slow pan to the right.
Very pretty. Ohn lining up this forehand.
Up and over. Yes.
Well, just to the edge of the circle.
That's in range.
That is in range. I don't know that she was trying to push that push so much, but doesn't harm her too much. Rebecca throwing a nice, direct, aggressive forehand, getting it up into the chips.
It's much more of a laser line to the basket. And Val's hoping to hyzer either around or through those trees. Just catches that one, but I believe that's circle's edge.
Yeah. She should still have a look from there. Catrina with a hyzer forehand. Perfect.
Yes. Parked.
So she's parked. Pressure's on Val here to make a putt. Just outside the circle.
Oh, and you know she did.
Wow.
She's on fire. She's confident. She knows where she's at. This is beautiful.
Let's take a look at this again. Pressure's on. She is executing, getting it up over that bush, making sure it gets under the band, and it does.
Capturing a bunch of chains.
Great putt. And Ohn for birdie as well.
No problem. In the range, like I said. She's got that putt. She's definitely one of the FPO's leading putters in the field.
Rebecca with a great birdie as well. Honestly, I feel like Rebecca's whole hole was pretty textbook. You can't really draw it up much better than that, in my opinion.
I agree.
And Kat tapping in a birdie, so that's a star frame for our lead card on hole 15.
Like seeing that. Let's check into the reader board.
We've got Val still holding that 2-stroke lead with an awesome putt at -10. Kat -8, 2 strokes back with a few to go. Ohn still 3 strokes back. She's honestly still in it, with a few holes to go. You never know what's going to happen. Hole 16 is a par 3, 355 feet, slight uphill and on this elevated hill. It's pretty straightforward. There's a few different ways to attack it, but really you're just trying to get up towards the base of that hill or up the hill and give yourself a putt.
Very attackable for most our entire division for the birdie here. And that's looking good.
That was some great tree action. It looked like Val pulled it over a little bit too turned over, and gets a little bit of tree love to put her up into putting range.
Came out just a little bit early on Ohn's forehand. She may have a little bit of tree and foliage to deal with over there on the right-hand side.
Mm-hmm. Becca ripping a backhand. Oh, just too turned over. Cutting into that rough. Shouldn't be too bad. Should still have an opportunity to get up and down. Catrina does not like it immediately. But I think she's still getting up there. She's definitely well inside circle 2.
Yeah, I was just going to say she's inside of circle 2. There's still a chance for a birdie.
And this hole does open up as you get closer to the green, so even if you miss left or right, you can still have yourself a chance.
And Rebecca just pitching out for her par opportunity. Still gonna have to make a putt. She'll just blink that one in.
Layup for Ohn. Surprising to see, honestly.
Yeah, she obviously had nothing.
And looked like Kat was just laying that up, not giving it a run. A little surprised. But Val executing, taking advantage of that little tree kick and taking the birdie. Gaining another stroke lead on Catrina. Rebecca with a par as well.
Cleaned it up, just like you said. Pretty easy up and down there.
And this one, like this green kind of gets to you. The hill isn't too much, especially compared to some of the other holes, but it can kind of get in your head.
You can roll away, a lot can happen, even though it looks so easy. 2 holes to go.
All right, hole 17, second most difficult hole on the course. 675-foot par 4, trying to hit that tree gap and get out into the open. It'll be a forehand or a backhand turnover approach for most players. We've got a nice sloped green here.
Very protected green, just one entry. Well, I guess there's a side entry, kind of right side door as well.
Mm-hmm.
but it's about getting out in front of those kind of 2 goalpost upright trees there. That's great distance.
That's a perfect shot. Executing, not going through the trees, but going to the right, throwing a nice stable flex shot. Ohn going with the forehand line.
This looks great.
Yep.
Oh, just a little wood knock. But hey, she already told us.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
And I think she's right there in the middle of those 2 trees, so she should still be, at least to have an open look to gain some distance down the fairway on her second shot. You definitely would much rather be right than left on this hole off your tee shot. There's a lot of room out there on the right, and you can get very pinched off if you push too straight or too left.
And Rebecca taking full advantage of all that extra room there. Plenty open.
Catrina looking great. Yep, that's
pretty far out there. It looks like it's about 2 feet in front of Val's.
Yeah.
It's very good drive.
Both of those tee shots are phenomenal on this hole. So Ohn does have an opening between these trees. Oh, looks like she skips to the left a little bit. Rebecca lost something. Something flew off her body there on her shot. But she's gaining some distance down the fairway, giving herself a good angle up into that protected green. Oh, she doesn't like it.
What a kick. That's an excellent kick. I mean, you're not stoked about any kind of a miss, but to come out in the open fairway versus go into the jungle, that's great.
Yeah. So Catrina looking to get up into this green to put the pressure on. It's looking good. Yeah, I mean,
I like that.
She's might be kind of blocked off back there, but she might have a chance for a birdie.
Just depends on, there's so many trees on that right-hand side. Depends on exactly where her disc landed.
Ohn throwing from the long grass on the far side of the fairway. Skipping it up.
Yes.
There you go.
She put a pretty fast move on that. It was skipping up there.
Val throwing this backhand putter shot, scooching it up there.
Absolutely parking it. I mean,
you could see how much spin she put on that disc, how it was still moving even after it hit those wood chips. Slid down a little bit more.
Well, Annie approach for Rebecca. Oh no. Stayed in the little circle area, but there are trees to contend with there.
Could be an awkward stance, but a chance. And Kat doesn't have an opportunity to birdie and put the pressure on. She's just pitching it up through that little gap. This is Rebecca for par. Straddle out.
Oh, that noise is just so unfriendly. You gave it a chance. Let it in.
Ohn tapping in her par.
No problem there.
No problem.
Beautiful, picturesque greens at Milo, McIver.
And Val, just a simple tap in for her par, and she's got to be feeling pretty confident right now.
Yeah, going into hole 18 with that kind of a padding, I can't imagine any super nerves or pressure, but you still got to throw the disc and execute.
This is a tough finishing hole, hole 18, par 3, 450 feet. Throwing it straight through this gap, you can get very punished left or right. And this little dog leg to the left, scooching up the hill a little bit, around the corner. Most players will be looking to just bite off as much straight distance as they can off the tee. That looks absolutely perfect. I think she's got it in the bag from there.
I would also bet on that, just on the edge of the roughage, but totally open to take her win.
And this played as the most difficult hole on the day for the FPO division, so
Really?
it still has some teeth. It's a tough finishing hole, but Ohn showing a nice forehand line. Cat pulling it to the right, catching that tree, but she's not too pinched off. She didn't kick too far into the rough.
Oh no, just a tiny bit high. That was looking really good out the hands, but she's in the fairway.
Yep.
Now this is going to be really tough to get a par from. I mean, a stance like that is taking all your power. She's just trying to get to the corner. Does a good job.
Yep. Very well executed from that spot. Becca.
Just a little step into it, Heiser.
Yep.
I like that.
There it is.
So does the crowd. Great shot.
There was a nice, fun crowd here on 18.
Oh, getting that skip play.
A little lower, but getting herself well into Ohn range. And Val's a little inside, having to pitch out a forehand. But she gets inside the circle.
Yeah. I was a little surprised to see the turnover sidearm instead of the drastic Heiser backhand, but
Yeah.
it worked.
Did. So Kat just basically forced to pitch up for her bogey there. And let's see if Val can finish it off with a strong putt. There it is.
Oh, she does. A big one. That's a solid putt to finish on.
Yeah, and what an Oregon swing for Valerie.
No kidding. We're giving her the Oregon sweep. Wow. That's a little too exciting to have all that cheering and clapping.
And Ohn really, she expects to make every putt inside 45 feet, so she gets upset if she doesn't. But Kat taking her bogey. Rebecca getting a nice, smooth par. And Ohn will tap in a bogey to finish off our back nine.
And there you have it, folks. That concludes our 2022 Beaver State Fling for the FPO field.
All right, folks, let's hear it for your 2022 Beaver State Fling, sponsored by Discraft and Resistance Discs, FPO champion, Valerie Mandujano.
Yes, and it's okay to clap there at home. This is a pretty fantastic. I'm getting the chills right now. Oregon sweep for the Texan. We're very happy to see these two huge wins. Ohn needs another hug. Take a look at the leaderboard to see how things rounded out here in Oregon.
So Val finished off with a 4-stroke distance between her and Catrina Allen, who took second. Ohn in third, Rebecca Cox in fourth, and a tie for fifth with Sarah Hokum and Kat Murch. Solid play for this lead card and the whole field this weekend.
Solid play, and Ella, I'm going to give it to you too. You're in the top 10 there. I've enjoyed commentating with you. Thank you to all of you out there for following, checking out the Beaver State Fling and the Disc Golf Pro Tour Silver Series. We're looking forward to seeing you guys next at the match play. Thank you so much to Discraft for this amazing sponsorship, and keep playing. Plan on making all your putts out there.
Thank you for watching.
Sick. If you don't plan on making your putts, you're not going to make it. Pro tip. Got that. Got that pro tip. Oh my God, standing up.
Make a YouTube video.
Oh, my legs.
Don't want you.
No. Don't freak
Plan
out.
on making your putts. Video over.
That's it. That's all of it.
Mic drop.
Okay, actually, we should do that for
I know.
Next year?
I'm down.
Zoe's advice from you play. Just don't miss it.
I don't miss. Don't even think about
if
it.
you execute,
You win.
you're gonna do it.
All right, I
Sweet.
figured this out. Oh, that was
Thank you guys.
Boom.
Yeah, you
Thanks,
guys
y'all.
Travel safe.
Nailed it.
Agree with that.
That was.
Information?
PayPal.
Information. If we don't have it, we'll
Just text.
mess-
Yeah. Thank you guys and have safe travels.
Yeah, y'all
Thank
safe.
you all so much.
Forward
Have a
to
good one.
seeing you.
So we'll see you in. Are y'all going to match play?
I'll be there.
Okay. Hell yeah. We'll see you there then. See ya.